Our speciality is kind of moving things, mostly cameras, but not always. And we've kind of been involved with all kinds of other projects along the way because we kind of just happy to say yes and was basically just don't say no. So if they ask for something, just say yes, within reason, of course. I'm Assaff Rawner. I run a company that makes robotic cameras for film and television that are used for special effects or for sports or all kinds of different applications where you want to control the camera's movement very accurately. This is the studio. This is where we have equipment that comes from production and it goes through its final testing here. All the designs are done here. We design electronics, we design the software, we design the mechanics. A lot of the parts get made here. We take this aircraft-grade aluminium that's been welded together, and then we machine it. And we assemble it all, we check it all, test it, and then once we're happy with it, it goes out the door to the client.
It's a very special atmosphere and a very special team. Anybody that you speak to will generally say, this is the best place I have ever worked, and they stay with us because everybody loves what we do. We make the world's most incredible robotic rigs.
This area of using robotic cameras or computer-controlled cameras in the film industry is referred to as motion control, or MoCo for short, actually. You can create all kinds of special effects. A really simple example is if you want to make somebody appear or disappear. Maybe I need a twin next to me. This is the guy. This is it. He is the man. I was actually born in Israel. I basically lived in Israel until I was 5 and then moved to Holland. And there I actually went to school, which is where I learned to read and write and learnt Dutch. But I remember, when I was young, I kind of always enjoyed taking things apart and seeing how they worked and putting things together. Like when I was at school, I would have to get up quite early. And I was quite bad sometimes at waking up because I kind of got used to the sound of my alarm clock. So I decided that I would open it up and connect a pair of speakers to it. So I got some old hi-fi speakers and figured out where I needed to wire them into this alarm clock and soldered them on with a soldering iron. And then I had this really loud alarm clock. We moved to England. I arrived at my school, but I wasn't really enjoying it very much. I did have problems studying. My father decided that he would take me out of school. Then he took me to a new school, and at this school they have this thing called study technology, which is technology that was developed by Hubbard for studying, and it was very simple, and I did really, really well. And in fact, I finished school a year early. I decided that I wanted to go to university, study engineering, and then set up a company inventing things. It's not just skill that goes into it, there's a certain artistry that goes into it as well. You know, I can look at a board, a printed circuit board, and go, oh, that's really ugly. And I can look at another one and go, oh, that's really nice, the way that kind of goes that way and flows that way. While I was at university, I actually did work for Mark Roberts' motion control. I was basically in charge of developing new types of equipment.
Assaff began as a junior electronic engineer under Mark Roberts. He learnt a great deal from Mark and would come to him with problems, and Mark would very much mentor him through.
But it was kind of a running joke. I joined and I said, I'm only here for 6 months. I want to, learn a bit about the business. And then really I want to start my own company, inventing things and developing things. And Mark Roberts was always incredibly willing to pass knowledge on, or, empowering people and letting people come up with ideas. So I had been with the company for a number of years, and one day I asked Mark, can I run the company? And he said, yeah, sure. So what we specialize in is creating a whole package. The software and mechanics and electronics, they all are designed to work together. And that kind of really was one of the key success stories about the Cyclops. The Cyclops was this huge new development. It's got one eye. This was a huge 2.5-ton machine that could move very fast along rails. And in fact, it was designed to be based in the studios. And then shortly after that, we designed a portable version of it, the Milo. Milo was very, very successful because it was really the first kind of portable, high-speed motion control rig, and it really became the standard. It was so successful that it very quickly became used on all kinds of TV commercials, music videos, films.
The Academy is pleased to present Scientific and Engineering Awards to Mark Roberts, Ronan Carroll, Assaff Rawner, Paul Bartlett, and Simon Wackley.
Myself, the mechanical designer, software engineer, we all went and received this Academy Award.
I'd like to thank the Academy for getting this wonderful award. I'd like to thank Mark for letting us all be part of this great design team.
I was pretty young too. I was in my early 20s. I think my grandparents who lived in Israel, I think they thought, wow, I'm probably the only Israeli with an Academy Award.